okay, if you have a business and it's not going the way you want it to go, it's plateaued, maybe it's declining, it's not giving you the lifestyle you want time-wise, maybe you're working in the evenings and you don't want to be working in the evenings, maybe it's too much admin, maybe there's too much uncertainty, and you're not making enough money from it still, and you keep kind of being patient and waiting until things, and they don't get to a place that you expected them to get to. And yeah, you're ready now. You're like, okay, something has to give here. There has to be a pivot. I'm not here to give you the steps. This is a how to think about it video, which is way more powerful, because the steps, they mightn't perfectly apply to your situation, but if I can give you a way of thinking about it, yeah, it's a better tool. I'm focused particularly on women in the creative arts who have a business. I'm all about teaching entrepreneur skills to them so that they can put their artistry first. And by artistry first, I just mean living your life, expressing yourself, making nice things, putting beauty into the world, having a joyful existence, and a business that, like the masculine side of life, that creates the safety and security for all of that to flow and occur. The first way of thinking you need to apply is 10x is easier than 2x. This is a concept by a business strategist named Dan Sullivan, and it is the title of the book that Dr. Benjamin Hardy wrote with him. And often we will reach for 2x solutions. So we'll look at our business and go, we don't have enough leads, we don't have enough clients, we're not making enough money, we're going to do more marketing, we're going to do more outreach, we're going to spend more on ads, we're going to add on more products, we're going to create new locations. So we start adding more complexity, and we just start doing more of what isn't quite working already. There might be a resonance issue with what we're offering. Or there might be a saturation point in the market. If you think about 10xing your business, 10xing your income, 10xing your life, it forces you to reimagine. Our brains are so wonderful at solving problems. We just don't give them juicy enough problems, I think, because we want to stay safe. And many of us are looking side to side at our peers and at other people in our local or national marketplace, going, well, this is how they do it and that's how they get successful at that. But if you really look, you might not want the success that they even have. So it's important for you to kind of step back and go dream a little bit and think, what do I really want? It really invites you to have a vision. One of the first 10x changes I get clients to make when they start with me is just 10x the price point. You need to make an offering that's worth 10k instead of 1k, or 5k instead of €500. Often clients that I'm working with have never charged more than a couple of hundred for their services. And I'm like, that needs to change. If you want to make more money, we have to charge more money, and we have to create value. Now, you can't just charge more money if you don't create more value. So that's a great video to watch if you haven't watched it, in my opinion, is to watch anything by Alan Weiss about this topic, because that's where I've learned it from. But I made my own video about that method of value-based pricing, value-based offers, value-based fees, and just really challenging yourself to think, how can I create a disproportionate amount of value in somebody's life as a service, as a coaching, as a consulting, as a teaching, as a method, as a mentorship, and then ask for somebody to invest in that. My first proper business was VoiceWorks. It was a singing school. Now we taught piano and guitar as well, and we had choirs and different things. And we had one main venue and a few smaller venues. And I think I was in a 2x mindset with that school for years. I was constantly, I was just so I loved it. I was so proud of it, and I wanted to nurture it so much and build the brand and expand it and get more students and be more creative with the marketing and create bigger events. And we did all of that. But I would plateau every year in terms of revenue. Like I'd always end up kind of making around the same. And it wasn't enough to pay me. I wanted to make more money. And I also felt like I was outgrowing it as a model, as an entrepreneur. Like I was like, I just need more stuff to do and more opportunity. And this seems to not fit me anymore. So I sold it to do something different. And I stepped into the world of online courses and the global market and social media marketing. And I was like, and if I could pick a client, it's this singer-songwriter and wants to develop their artistry, and I want to give them the 360 of all of that. And so I created a new company called Pro Vocal Artist. And I started bringing people into this community and this group and coaching them and working with them online and doing all this marketing on TikTok and YouTube. I believe that business had huge potential to grow, but it wouldn't grow with me as the founder because I didn't have a passion for it. I actually had a passion to be an artist, not to mentor artists. And I had a passion for entrepreneurship and actually a passion to mentor entrepreneurship, but just to be an artist myself. And so I handed that over to people in the community and they rebranded it and created something different. So that led me to starting Artistry First, which is like a tattoo on myself going, always prioritize your own artistry. And you can be business Gemma and you can coach and teach business, but over here, just be artist. Unlike me, you don't have to sell your business. You could just pivot what you're already working with. And next, I want you to think about 5 levers that you can pull when it comes to making a pivot or a change in your business. The first one we've already spoken about, pricing. How can you change that? I would really encourage you just go and have a look at the other video about value-based pricing that will tell you a great model for pricing that I don't understand why everybody isn't doing it this way. The second lever is the who. You might have outgrown who you've been working with. Maybe you want to niche a little bit more. Maybe you want to let go of working with beginners. Your life experiences, the different courses you've been on, like your values shift over time as you get older. There are different people that you want to resonate with. Or maybe you're kind of gaining confidence where you're like, I'm ready to work with somebody who's basically a peer of mine. So many of us feel like we can only work with people who are at the very beginning of their journey. And actually, we can provide sometimes more value to somebody who's very close to us on the journey. Reevaluate, who is it that I want to serve and who can I provide the maximum amount of value to? And just really think holistically about this. How you serve somebody, again, is based on the experiences you have, who you are as a person, obviously the knowledge and what you know and your expertise. And then this is the next lever to pull, the problem you want to solve. A business is only a business if it has a mission. There needs to be something this organization, this company, this entity wants to solve. Pain that it wants to take away from the world. So when I finished up with the last company, Pro Vocal Artist, I did a master's diploma in leadership coaching. I could probably shimmy my way in to getting some coaching gigs, doing work maybe in corporate as a leadership coach. I don't know. I'm sure I could figure it all out and get that happening. And the deeper pockets, and there's probably more, it's more lucrative. But my heart is not in it. I want people to make more things. I want people to create more things. I want people to make more songs, more art, more plays, more paintings. And I feel, I can't explain it completely. It's just something I feel. I want to embolden women to like design really gorgeous lives for themselves and take more risks with their business and with their art and make things happen. And yeah, so then that's my mission. I'm just locked in on that. That gives me clarity. That gives me purpose, that gives me drive, that gives me resilience to deal with the setbacks that are inevitable with having your own business, because I'm like, I'm on a mission, I'm doing the thing, and nothing's going to stop me, and I'm going to keep going because it's bigger than me. Maybe you need to reevaluate the problem that you're solving in the world, and it needs to be worth fighting for because it's going to be hard. The fourth lever is how. How are you delivering it? Can you get more creative about that? Maybe it drains you too much to sit on Zoom. Maybe you need to organize being in a space with people. Maybe you work better with more people. So you might want to start a retreats company. I get my clients to do one-on-one retreats. I'm like, why don't people do one-to-one retreats? Like, get somebody to come over for the weekend, immerse in the work, hang out with you, have some unstructured time with you. So yeah, find ways to make the delivery of the work more impactful on the client and more enjoyable for the client and more enjoyable for you. The fifth one would be the story you're telling about what it is that you're doing. So how you articulate what it is that you do, your branding, your marketing, your messaging, your positioning. Now, you can't polish a turd if there isn't like a really valuable product to market. It's just like... it'll never, no matter how good you get at the copywriting, it'll never land. So, find the resonance first with what you're offering, get people to pay for it and to invest as much as possible in it, and then move towards being able to articulate it to many people. But you could be sitting on an incredible offering, but the way you brand it and message it and market it is totally underselling it. So I would say that's your other lever to pull. So if you want to bring about successful change in your business life, it's going to require a massive amount of courage from you, of bravery, of stepping into the unknown, of taking a leap of faith and trusting that it's going to be all right, that you're going to figure it out. It's going to be hard. You're going to fall flat on your face a few times. You're going to make a mess. There's going to be like real dips and going, Jesus, this is just, I don't know if my nervous system can take this. And you try again and things get easier. And things start making more sense and you start upgrading your problems because it is worth it. I want everybody to be in the world living their calling. And I believe this is what is required for that to happen.